Princess Anne and her husband Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Laurence are heading out across the South Atlantic to the Falklands later this month as part of a 6-day overseas visit to the British territory. The tour will reportedly last until November 22, and will see the milestone anniversary of the Falklands War marked with a series of engagements. The conflict, which lasted 10 weeks from April 2, 1982, saw Argentina's Leopoldo Galtieri, then his country's military leader, send troops to invade the Falklands, before going to South Georgia the following day. Trending, the bloody conflict saw 255 British casualties but was deemed a huge success as Argentina surrendered, bolstering Margaret Thatcher's position as Prime Minister, and ensuring her Conservative government achieved another win at the next election. Among those fighting in the war included the likes of Prince Andrew, who will be very upset he has been left out of the tour to the Falklands in place of his sister, Anne, claims have suggested. In recent times, Andrew's reputation has been tarnished, most notably because of his relationship with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and his botched BBC Newsnight interview with Emily Maitlis. This month, royal author Phil Dampier claimed in an interview with Mail Online that Andrew will be seriously hurt by the decision to leave him out of the Falklands trip, the royal under the impression that his efforts during the war should warrant a place to mark the Ruby anniversary. Prince Andrew's very upset over Falklands snub for Anne. Forget he returned a hero. Image, Getty. Prince Andrew poses while in the Royal Navy. Image, Getty. He said, "I believe that he wanted to, but it was made clear to him that there was no way he could be involved as he is no longer a working royal in public life. Because he is now in disgrace following the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, people forget that Andrew returned from the South Atlantic a hero. He put his life on the line flying helicopters as a decoy for Exocet missiles which were causing immense damage to the British fleet." Mr. Dampier, a veteran royal author of 35 years, described how Andrew's mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, was worried sick about her son, who has been often referred to as her favorite child. "She was so relieved when he returned home safely from the Falklands," Mr. Dampier continued. He added, "In fact, when he came back to Portsmouth with, famously, a rose between his teeth, his parents were there to greet him but also his sister Princess Anne. So it's even more poignant that she is going down there. Justin, what's it like to stay on HMS Wag? I'm sure she, Princess Anne, will feel sorry for Andrew, but the King and the Prince of Wales have made it clear that there is no way back for him, at least in the near future. Whether some sort of role with a charity or cause can be found at a later date only time will tell. But missing out on Falklands events will really rile him." Andrew's inclusion in the Royal Navy for the war was at first disputed, with many arguing his presence could be costly to his companions in the armed forces. There were fears he might be killed in the conflict, which made Mrs. Thatcher's government apprehensive about his inclusion. There was talk in her cabinet that Andrew may be better suited to holding a desk job instead as the war began. Don't miss, Fergie warned against sharing pics of Andrew with Queen's corgis. Insight, Beatrice was rainmaker in negotiations over Prince Andrew interview. Analysis, royal duties Harry and Andrew can carry out but Anne and Edward can't. Latest, Prince Andrew shows his mother, the Queen, around after returning from the Falklands. Image, Getty. However, the Queen insisted that Andrew go to the front line, and he was allowed aboard the Invincible ship, where he served as a Sea King helicopter co-pilot, flying on missions including anti-submarine and anti-surface warfare and casualty evacuation. At the war's conclusion, the Queen and her husband Prince Philip both visited Portsmouth, where Invincible docked after the war was concluded, to welcome their son, and his comrades back to Britain. In the years that followed, it emerged Andrew's life was in danger, with the Argentine military government reportedly plotting to assassinate the royal on Mystique in July 1982. Remaining with Invincible until 1983, Andrew's career in the military is often reflected on positively. Among those praising the Royal previously was Commander Nigel Ward, who in his 1992 memoir Sea Harrier over the Falklands, said Andrew was an excellent pilot and a very promising officer.